it was similar to reach your peak in a sense that you can't really just sum it up. It was one of those things that you sort of had to be there. As always with Stevie, you cover so much in such a short period that even now I can see the guys taking different things from last week. Much the same as I did reach your peak last October, and I'm still like, it's almost like you wake up one day and you go, "Oh, that makes sense now." I suppose that's quite a difficult question, actually. I think being a leader, you need to be there to support the team and remain calm. If inevitably in construction things do go wrong, but the important thing to remember is if something goes wrong or when it goes wrong, you're in it at that point. There's no point getting yourself stressed. There's no point throwing your toys out the pram. It's not changing. You just need to work out where you are, take stock of where you are, and try and remain calm. And if you remain calm, the team will remain calm, and that's when you get the best out of where you are. I think even now I can see it in myself that I think much higher than where I am, if that makes sense. I can almost, like when you go home at night, you can take yourself out of it and take a step back and go, right, what needs to happen for this to go again? Because this has doubled every year since I joined. Now that's far from just down to me. That's Jason, Dave, the rest of the guys in here, all the divisional leads. Everybody works so hard in here. But it's important to be able to take stock and go, right, what's next? For this to be able to go again, what do we need to do? Who are we not thinking about? And the guys are very good at doing that in here. Yeah, so personally, my life's changed. I can't explain how much. Everything, it sounds really cliche, but it's like you wait for something and it all comes at once. I used to sit on a Sunday night and think, before I worked here, oh, I need to go to work tomorrow. Whereas like, you don't get that horrible feeling on a Sunday because everybody in here, yeah, okay, we disagree about certain things on certain days, as everybody does, but we all genuinely care for each other and we care about where we're going. And yeah, you will disagree, but it's a really special place to be. Yeah, it is. It's definitely exciting. Some of the guys have only been working with Stevie for 3 weeks or something now, and honestly, you wouldn't believe even just the mindset change that you can see in them already. Things that would normally be an issue are now they're not even spoken about because they're not an issue. Yeah, Stevie's very good at challenging you. If, for example, in construction, there's certain periods of the year that are accepted as the norm, that they're quiet or they're less. You're not allowed to think like that. Why are they quiet? How can you make them not quiet? How can you make them better than the rest of the year? And it's sort of that mentality some people let themselves slip into, or that's just the way it is, or that's the way it's always been done. There's no reason for it other than you've accepted that. I think certainly for me, because I think I've been working the longest out of any of the guys with Stevie. When you're the only one being coached with Stevie, you obviously have this mentality and you have a hunger, but because as humans we're not developed to think in this certain way, then it can become more challenging if other people aren't being developed. Now, for example, when we did the divisional lead day, every single person that was in that room came out, they were happy, they were having a laugh, and even the change that's happened in here like in the last week, it's ridiculous. It's brilliant. That's a difficult one because if you asked me 12 months ago what I'd be doing now, it would be what I'm doing now. Every time I set a sort of 3 or 12 month, 3 year, 5 year plan, it's sort of done within about 10 months. And like it's obviously it's no secret that Stevie has this way of challenging you that makes you accelerate everything. And I've sort of I have ideas and things, but where I will go largely depends on where we can get the rest of the team to be able to support everything in here, because it's not about any one person. It's about everyone. I can tell you already that they are. It's quite clear when you see the different guys, and because I've worked with them for so long, you can see the way that they've changed and how they maybe would have handled a situation to now how they'll handle a situation. Anything in business, well, not anything, most things in business is about your customer. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have any customers, you don't have a business. It's just, since we did that development day, I recognise different things that the guys didn't notice. Stevie will talk to somebody and give them a message, but it's not for them. He's very, very good at doing that. Like there was one thing that sticks in my head, and he said it to Jay, and the message wasn't for him; it was for John. And it just reminded me of Reach Your Peak, because there was a couple of times he was talking to somebody else, and I was sitting going, that one's for me. Well, I'm probably a good case study at that it will accelerate your growth. Working with Stevie will force you to think outside of what you've been taught to think. And if you want to grow, and obviously in turn you want to make more money, it's a no-brainer from me.